Hi, everyone. Hopefully you can hear us. My name is
Hi,
Katie
everybody.
Smith, and this is my colleague, Megan. So we're going to kind of tag team the presentation tonight. So I will kind of spend some time showing everyone the NursingCAS application, what it looks like, kind of how to navigate. And Megan is going to monitor the chat. So if you have any questions about the application, feel free to type anything out in the chat. Megan will answer it, and I'll kind of be monitoring that as well to make sure that I can go over everything. All right. So I am going to share my screen here. Hopefully that popped up okay. Megan, can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So first things first, when you are ready to apply to the University of Cincinnati, our application is through a third party. It's called NursingCAS, CAS, stands for Centralized Application System. So you would just go to nursingcas.org. And I probably should have pulled this up to start out, so I apologize that I didn't. What you would do is go to Apply Now, select the correct entry term, click Apply, and then if you are new to NursingCAS and you've never used it before, you're going to want to click Create an Account. I already have a test account, so I'm logged into that, but I do just want you guys to be able to see what that kind of looks like. All right. Oh, my NursingCAS session ended. Give me just a moment to get logged back in.
And that's an example of that can happen.
Yes,
It's
very
okay. You
much
just log
so.
back in.
Very much so. Give me just a second here. Okay, sorry about that. So what'll happen after you create your NursingCAS account, you will add a program. So you would search for the University of Cincinnati. And this will populate all of the applications that we currently have open. So you'll notice that every program has its own individual application. So it's really important as you are searching through the programs to make sure that you select the correct one. You'll notice that we have some Cincy Metro resident student applications, and then we have the distance learner application. So for anyone who lives outside of the greater Cincinnati area, you are definitely going to want to select that distance learner application. So you can see here that I have our adult gerontology primary care nurse practitioner program selected. That's the application that we're going to kind of work on tonight. So as you can see, I've kind of done a little bit of work in here just so that I can have this up for presentation purposes. But as you are working through the application, you want to make sure that each section is getting that green progress bar. So that's your goal by the end of your application, is that every single section of the application is 100% complete. So let's click into personal information. What you'll want to do is spend time within personal information. There's what I like to call 7 subsections. So there's a release statement, your standard biographic information. So just take time to complete this. There's contact information, citizenship information, family information, race and ethnicity, and then other information. So again, so each area, once you complete it, is going to kind of give you that green check mark that you've done it. So I filled out the release statement, so we're good there. I think citizenship is pretty short, so maybe I'll do this for demonstration purposes. So I am a US citizen. I do not have dual citizenship. My legal residence is Kentucky. Oh, wrong one, sorry. Legal county, we're gonna do Campbell, there you are. And I have lived here for 2 to 3 years. And I'm gonna click save and continue, and you'll see that that has been saved successfully. So that's your goal as you're working through each section of the application, that you complete each subsection within the main section. So once you get the personal information completed, head on over to academic history. Here you will add your high school attended, your colleges attended, transcript entry, and I will elaborate on that shortly. Any standardized test scores and or professional transcript entry. So again, I'll get to that very shortly. So under colleges attended, it is really important that you enter every single college or university that you attended. And you'll do that right here by clicking Add College or University. So I'm going to add Xavier University. I did not earn a degree from there. They are on a semester system. I am not still attending the college. And I started in the spring, so January of 2013. And my last semester was spring, January 2013. So let's say at Xavier, I started a class and then I withdrew. So I don't even have a transcript from there. But again, I still need to list it in colleges attended. Kimberly, if you have AP credits from high school, where do you place those? Ah, there you go. Way to go, Megan. So you can see here, this is a list of all of the colleges and universities that I attended. So we've got Xavier, University of San Diego, Bowling Green, Cincinnati State, and University of Cincinnati main campus. So these are all purely here for example. So next, after you get all of your schools entered, we do require official transcripts from any college or university that you have attended be sent directly to NursingCAS. You can do this one of two ways. You can have them sent by US Postal, or you can also have them sent electronically through like the National Student Clearinghouse or Parchment, Credential Services, or just the college or university that you attended itself. They usually can send transcripts electronically. So what I'm going to do is come down here. You'll see transcripts are required. It is an official transcript that we required. It's not been received yet. So you can click order right here. We go through National Student Clearinghouse. So what you would do is copy your transcript ID number, which is right here. This is going to be unique to you. This will help NursingCAS in ensuring that any transcripts that you request are linked directly to your unique student ID. My name is Katie Smith. How many other Katie Smiths are there in the world? Probably a few. So that's why we have this unique NursingCAS ID. So you're going to copy that number And then you're just going to click here to go to the National Student Clearinghouse website. So it's just going to redirect you to the National Student Clearinghouse. And from here, you would enter your school name and then follow all of the prompts in order to complete that process. But for now, I'm just going to click later since this is just for demonstration purposes. If you are uncomfortable with an electronic copy, you do have the option to order a mailed transcript. And so for that, you would, option 1 is electronic, option 2 is mailed. You would click on download transcript ID form. And what this is going to do is your NursingCAS ID number is pre-populated up here in the upper right-hand corner. It's also listed right here. It's got my name, the academic institution of the institution I'm requesting the transcript from. And this is just a quick note for the registrar's office at University of Cincinnati so that they know to send my transcript directly to NursingCAS. Here's the PO box. And it gives additional instructions here for the registrar's office. So it needs to be an official transcript, sealed, mailed directly to NursingCAS, and it cannot say issued to student or student copy on it. So that's something that you can download and mail to or email to your registrar's office or print out and send to them so that they know where to send your transcripts. But again, for now, I'm going to click I'll do this later. So as you can see, I've got all of my colleges and universities listed here. So for now, I'm going to go to Transcript Entry. One part of our application that is required is something called Transcript Entry. Every single course that you have taken throughout your college career will need to be entered into NursingCAS itself, into the application itself. You can opt to do this yourself, or you can also pay NursingCAS to do the professional transcript entry for you. It is completely up to you how you elect to do that, whether you want to do it yourself or pay NursingCAS. So the NursingCAS application fee in and of itself is $75, and then the professional transcript entry is anywhere from $69 up to an additional $145. Again, completely up to you, but it is required. I will tell you, it really helps our faculty on the back end during the review process to have those courses entered. It definitely helps to put things into a nice readable format for them. Every college transcript is different. Courses are coded differently. And if you can imagine, like you've seen here, I've already got, 5 schools that I attended. So that's 5 transcripts that faculty might have to click in and out of to determine, gosh, did Katie take statistics, which is a prerequisite? Did Katie take, anatomy and physiology? So this really helps put things in a readable format for faculty to get you a quicker review process. So I've already entered some courses here from my Cincinnati State transcript. So I'm just going to kind of pull this up and show you guys what I did here. So I completed my statistics course at the University of Cincinnati. I did an English course there, and I did an organic biochemistry course with a lab there. So that is all finished. But what I'll do is go back here and we'll enter one from Xavier so that you guys can see kind of what it looks like from start to finish. So first we're going to add a semester. And I started there in spring of 2013, as we can see here. And let's call that my freshman year. And the course is completed. So now I'm going to click Save. And then we're going to come over here and do Add Course. So let's say that I took Nursing 101, which was Intro to Nursing. When you are entering your courses, you want to make sure that you enter everything as it appears on your transcript from that school. So if it says Intro to NURS, for short for nursing, enter it just like that. Then you have the opportunity to select a subject. I wouldn't get too hung up on focusing on what the subject is. For this, I'm just going to simply put nursing. It's a lot easier, a lot cleaner. I like to say that this subject area is here. For an example would be the statistics course. I have seen college level statistics courses housed under the psychology department. And if I see like, Psych 225, research and analysis, in my head as an admission counselor, I'm thinking that is a psychology course, when in reality it is a statistics course. So it gives you, the student, the opportunity to identify what course that truly is. So my Intro to Nursing course, this was just a 2 credit hour course. So I'm going to put 2 right here. And then this drop down is going to be, a lot of times this would be used if you were on the quarter system. So maybe the course was 2.5 credit hours. It was 2.5 credit hours. You would use the drop down to 0.5. Most courses, most schools these days do seem to be on semesters. So typically we're just seeing the 0-0. And I got an A in that course. And then all you have to do is click over into the CAS grade area, and that just repopulates what you typed. So we're going to click Save. And there's my first course. So now you can add the rest of your courses, making sure they're under the proper semester. Let's say that's all I did in my semester there. You would click Add Semester, and then you would enter the appropriate information here. And click Save. And then you're going to be able to add your next course. And save. So that is how you will add a course and a semester into your transcript entry area. Let's say you want to pay NursingCAS to enter the courses for you. You are just too busy and just don't have time for that. And that is totally fine, and I respect that. So what you would do is come over here and click on the Professional Transcript Entry area. You can see here I've got 5 colleges. You can pay to have all 5 entered. You can also pay to just have 3 entered. So let's say I entered, my Cincinnati State and my Xavier transcript on my own because I only took 2 or 3 classes. It saves me a little bit of money there. So you do have that option as well. The terms of the service, basically this states here, even though you elect to pay NursingCAS to enter the courses for you, you are responsible to request each transcript be sent directly to NursingCAS. They are not able to do that for you, so you do still need to request that transcript. You will also, upon completion of the coursework entry, you will also be able to confirm that everything is accurate. And so you'll be able to receive notifications by email and also up here in your little notification bell area in your application. So I'm going to click yes, I agree to the terms and services. And then over here, you are prompted to pay right away to complete the transcript entry portion. I'm not going to do that because my application's not real and I don't want to lose my $69 personally. So that is what this section looks like. Let's say, again, you want to enter the courses by yourself. There is a very quick tutorial video right here that you can watch on how to enter those courses to make sure that you do everything correctly. I think it's like 3 to 4 minutes. I definitely encourage all of my students to just take that time to make sure you watch it and enter courses correctly the first time. I have had a few students who have entered all of their courses under the same semester. They didn't do that semester break, and they've had to go back in and delete everything and restart. So definitely take the time to make sure that you enter things correctly. So this is going to be your academic history section. This is what this is going to look like. So once you're completed in there, we're going to go back to the My Application tab. We're going to come over here to supporting information. The supporting information is an area of the application. This is NursingCAS's application. I feel it's a little bit redundant to the required resume that we already have our students upload. So I usually tell my students, don't feel like you need to type everything out here again because it's already in your resume. If there is something that you definitely want to spotlight, maybe you were like nurse of the year at your institution, go ahead, put that in here. Absolutely. But again, I also feel like that's something that's going to be on your resume. So don't feel like you need to type everything out again. But what you do need to do is make sure you go into the supporting information tab, click on achievements. So this is where you would list any relevant professional achievements, accolades, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to add any. It's already in my resume. Why reinvent the wheel? I'm not going to add any experiences. It's in my resume. Licensures and certifications, again, it's in my resume. So that's completed. Boom, done. Nice and easy. So from here, we are going to go over to the Program Materials tab. And you can see here, it's going to populate. Let's say you're applying to multiple schools in NursingCAS. Each school would have its own tab here. For right now, again, I'm only applying to University of Cincinnati, so I'm going to open that application. This portion of the application is where you are going to upload all of the documents required for your application. So there's the Home tab, questions, I'll get to that last, documents, references, and then the prerequisites. So for documents, you kind of scroll down half the page here. This is where you would add your personal statement. So I'm going to choose a file here. And I'm just going to select a file here and I'm going to click upload. And you'll scroll down and see that I have uploaded my personal statement. Your RN license. This can be a simple screenshot showing that you have an active and unrestricted valid RN license in the state that you reside in. So simple screenshot. A lot of people just kind of use the snipping tool and save it to a Word document and then upload that. That is perfectly fine. Your CV or resume, again, this is where you're going to upload that document as well. So we're just going to select a random file here so that I can show you guys what everything looks like here. My resume or CV. All right, so you'll see here that I was able to successfully load all of the required documents for my application. So for that personal statement, we are looking for 500 to 700 words on why XYZ program that you're looking to apply to. You can talk to us about where that passion comes from, how you see yourself utilizing it, et cetera, et cetera. License, we talked about that, your resume or CV. Make sure that that is current and up to date and shows all the wonderful and amazing things that you've done in your career to help set you up for this next step, as an adult gerontology primary care nurse practitioner. So if you scroll down a little bit further, there is an area for optional documents. Sometimes we have students who choose to apply that are international students. So if you have a TOEFL score or an IELTS score, this is something that you could add here. It is not required. It is optional. That is where you would handle that. Over here in the References tab, this is where you are going to upload your references. You can see here that I uploaded Dr. Mark Smith on March 5th, and it is currently requested. So Dr. Smith has been a little busy, and he has not had time to complete that yet. When it's completed, it would say completed here. Let's say he started it, but he hasn't quite finished it yet. It would say accepted. That means he's logged in and he has started it, but maybe he still needs to upload his letter of recommendation or something. So I'm going to add another reference here. We're going to add Megan Jacob. uc.edu. I'm going to give Megan a little over 2 weeks to get this completed. So this is an area where you can just put a quick note to your reference. Please take the time to complete this Likert scale evaluation and the letter of recommendation for me. Thanks so much. This is the waiver of reference. So I waive my right of access to this reference. So no, maybe I want to see it later on. I give permission to the recommender via email request. To basically upload the letter of recommendation. Permission for schools. This basically states that the school or institution that you're applying to does have the ability to reach out to this individual if we need further information. So I'm going to click Save this reference request. So you see here, I've got 2 out of 3 individuals completed. Under the Prerequisites tab, the most important prerequisite that we have for all of our programs is an undergraduate level statistics course. So once you enter all of your courses, or if you elect to have NursingCAS enter it for you, you would be able to link the statistics course here in this area once that section is completed. So I haven't entered everything, so it's not allowing me to link it yet for demonstration purposes, but this is where you would be able to do that. The questions tab, you can fill it out first, you can fill it out last, whatever is convenient for you. This is basically an applicant checklist. I have submitted a minimum of 3 letters of reference. I've uploaded, my current active RN license. So this is just a nice checklist for you to be able to click through and make sure that you've completed everything. So survey, how did you hear about us? Did you get a referral from a family or a friend? Was it just an organic web search? Did you hear from us on NursingCAS? Maybe LinkedIn or something. So feel free to list that here. And then at the bottom, there would be like a save and continue. But of course, I already have my green check mark up here that I completed that. Let me see here. One thing that I forgot to mention, and I apologize that I'm kind of backtracking a little bit, is I mentioned ever so briefly, we do have students that apply from international schools. If you attended a school internationally and when you are entering that school under the colleges attended, if you are unable to find that institution, there is a way that you will still be able to list it under the college or university. So let's say I went to University of Pan America. I don't know, just coming up with something random. So you would click can't find your school, and then you would follow the prompts listed here to basically kind of input that school. So take the time to do that if you attended a school outside of the US. And then secondly, any work that was completed outside of the US will need to have a WES evaluation. WES stands for World Education Services, and they are able to do a course-by-course evaluation to basically let us know like how your course outside of the US relates to a degree here inside the US. So they are an agency that provides that service to students. So we would need a WES evaluation for any credentials completed outside of the US. If you can't find your school, you are able to add it. Trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing. Standardized test score. I know we touched on it briefly. We do not require the GRE. So don't feel like you need to go and take it for entrance into the program. And let's say like, I opted out, but gosh, I really do want to add something. You could populate, the scores here. But again, it's not necessary, so don't worry about it. All right. Kind of scanning the questions here. It looks like there was a question about AP, which was great. Oh, Megan, great point. You do not have to obtain your high school transcripts. You simply just need to list the name of the school that you attended and that you graduated. Are there any other questions that I can help answer right now? Or Megan, is there something that I haven't covered that you definitely encourage me to go over real quickly before we end our session here?
Just one fun fact, which everything was really great and detailed. I just want to point out a couple awesome things that Kay did when she was going over the references. First of all, you got my email. So the references get their email like right away. So that's helpful to know. Even if you haven't submitted, they do get that really quickly after you enter in their information. You can hit submit on your application, even if they have not responded to the reference request yet. If they haven't completed it yet, you can still hit submit. You can also hit submit on the application if NursingCAS does not have your transcripts yet. Let's say you've requested them, you've sent them to NursingCAS, they're just not there yet. You can hit submit, even if that's pending as well. If either or both of those things, references or transcripts, are pending, you can hit submit. It's awesome because there is a grace period even after the deadline for those items to arrive. You just have to make sure you get everything done on your end and you're able to submit prior to the deadline or prior to a cohort potentially filling up, whichever comes first. So make sure that you have everything else done, but it'll be grayed out until you can hit submit. And like Katie mentioned, there's progress bars, so make sure each section is green. If each section's green, go for it, hit submit.
And another thing, when I've often had students that have said, like, hey, can you tell me like the status of my application? Yeah, sure, absolutely. So I can log in and check and kind of offer an update as well. I always like to tell my students, make sure you check out like the latest notification section in your application. So here you can see that I have sent my references, welcome to the NursingCAS application, save this email. So you can see here, this is letting me know that I sent an email to Dr. Mark Smith at my own email address, so for testing purposes. You can see here, I sent it to Megan, who she just said she literally just got it moments after I sent it. So it is a pretty instantaneous process. Let's say Megan has not received her reference yet, and she's like, "Girl, what are you talking about? I've not received your reference yet. You're crazy." There is a way you can go back in here. You can click edit, and you can resend this evaluation to your reference. So you do have the ability to do that. You can change the due date, you can resend, and that'll regenerate the email to that individual. Maybe you heard from a reference and they've said, oh my gosh, Katie, I would really love to be a reference for you, but I am so busy right now, dealing with COVID. I'm just in a little over my head right now. Maybe you already listed them and they told you they can't do it anymore. You could delete that individual and then you could add another person. So the references area is something that even when your application is submitted, you will be able to go into this section and kind of retweak it a little bit, just the reference area. For the most part, once you submit your application, everything is kind of like locked in place. If you do think of something that, maybe you uploaded an old resume and not the correct one, there is a way on the back end that we can upload that document for you. So you would just want to communicate that to your enrollment service advisor. All of the enrollment service advisors, we work for the University of Cincinnati. We don't work for NursingCAS, but we do know the application pretty well. We've spent a lot of time in here helping our students. So we wanted to take time to kind of create this demonstration for you, so that you can kind of see everything laid out and see how it looks, and be able to answer those questions. So if you've got questions about the application, start with your enrollment service advisor first. If we can't help you, we will get you in contact with customer service at NursingCAS to make sure that we can get the assistance that you need. So we're here to help you each step of the way. We know the NursingCAS application is really big. We sympathize with you. But rest assured, this is everything that our faculty needs to review you for acceptance, to the University of Cincinnati. So I will open this up for a few minutes for questions. I know we were kind of asking as we went through. So if there are any last minute questions that either myself or Megan can answer, please feel free to type those in the chat bot here.
And we are recording this, as Katie mentioned, so we're going to send it to everyone that did register for the event. So you will get the recording. You can go back and rewind and say, what did she say about references? I can't remember. You can go back and do that. It'll be in there. We're also going to give you some really awesome screenshots that we put together that I should say that Katie actually did a really great job on, which will show you step by step in the different sections that she went over. So you can actually have a document that shows you different, like this section about references, for example, or a section about transcripts. What did she say about that? What did she say about Wes? That's in there as well, which is really helpful. But like Katie mentioned, as enrollment services advisors, it's our job. We're definitely there to help you throughout the whole application process in any way that we can. So feel free to reach out to whoever. It could be me, it could be Katie, it could be Cece, it could be Joni, it could be Natalia. We're all here to help, and we all work with all of the graduate online nursing programs. So across the board, regardless of which online graduate UC nursing program that you want to work with, we're happy to help. But like she said, feel free to ask a question in the chat. If not, you can always follow up with any of us. We're happy to help.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I don't see any last minute questions coming in. So thank you to everyone who took time out of your busy evening to log in and learn about our application process. You will receive, again, a copy of the recording and those screenshots within the next 24 to 48 hours. So again, any other questions, reach out to your enrollment service advisor, and we are here to help you. So thank you all so much, and I hope you have a great evening.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Bye.